What's happening, friends?
Oh, JT.
The winningest winner.
Oh, man.
So I start singing Happy Holiday. It's Christmas now, right?
Yeah, it's Christmas.
It is, okay.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas in this house right now. I can tell you that.
That's
JT.
right.
I assume somebody already has a medal ready for me, just like John is like, he made 2 of those, right?
He did.
He did. That's right.
He
There
made
is
one,
a
but it
belt
was
still
you.
in Jen and Chris's basement with your name on it.
That's
right.
true.
This is true.
That.
This is true.
I really wish I was there because I feel like we would have reenacted that scene after World War II where the sailor just sweeps up the nurse and kisses her. I think it would have been a very dramatic.
Yes, that's right. Live
Yeah.
camera. Yeah,
JT did that to the cat, though.
That's
I did.
right.
All of
Yeah.
the cats.
All the
All
cats.
3 of them.
I
Yeah.
knew
Just
it.
a
Lots
bundle of
time.
cats.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Welcome to Fantasy Baking Championship, y'all.
Woohoo!
Yummy.
I
You
should have done
guys.
something for the finale, but I didn't have time.
I didn't know you were going to be victorious.
I did not. Well, you know,
It would have just been you dancing to the theme song.
Yes.
You know that you've ever seen that? I think we've shared it 50,000 times in our time. The newscaster guy who's just wearing the pumpkin head, and it's just him dancing.
Yes, of course.
That
Yes,
would have been me.
naturally.
Yeah.
Wow!
JT, you did it, buddy.
What a finale.
Good.
The best around.
Oh,
Oh,
man!
man.
Quoted that at the end, guys. Did you catch it?
I did. Did you catch that last second? So wait, is John's mother the killer? Is that what it is? Or was it John? I'm not sure. It was like a psycho thing, but I wasn't positive.
Wait, you got
Slash Blair
is it the
Witch.
music?
What are you talking about? What Adina made?
No. The very last few seconds when Guillermo, did you walk out of the room with Guillermo and Adina?
Well,
were
when
running
Guillermo
around?
didn't win, I
He
started
just
throwing
stormed out.
furniture,
That's true. It was that he was done.
swearing, kicking tables. How can Renee win? She's such a mean-spirited person.
That's
It's
right.
true.
She's so evil and
vicious.
horrible.
That's right.
I'm kidding. That was the sweetest victory.
Oh
Ever.
man!
Vicious tears, vicious.
Oh,
man.
Everybody was even Stephanie. They cracked the doll. She cried.
It was good times.
Oh
That's right.
man!
That's right.
So we obviously we got a lot to talk about, but I will say that we have a text thread that we're just chatting back and forth while all this is happening. And I said when we jumped on right before we started was, man, the editors they got me this time. They really got me.
Big time. Yes.
Spent a lot
agreed.
of time with Renee in this episode. All 2 hours. We repeated twice how, like, if she wins, she's going to use that money to start her own bakery.
You thought that was a kiss of death, right?
I definitely did. Also, Renee posted a thing today about how she's going to be on The Big Bake, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's going to be on another show. Like, well, that seems like a sign that they're
Consolation prize.
I
That's right.
mean, they're like, it's okay. We're going to bring you back for another thing.
But they're bringing apparently everyone back. They're bringing back Aaron. They're bringing back Renee. They're bringing back Michelle.
Yeah.
They're bringing back Janet.
Yeah.
Really?
From Holiday.
Yeah.
Well, she's
That's
she's Canadian, and it's going to be a Food Network Canada
All
show.
right.
Think about that.
25K can start your bakery, but it's expensive to start a business. You
It
gotta,
is.
you want that publicity. You want that publicity.
It is.
Renee, girl,
Oh, man.
we are so proud of you.
I mean, this whole this whole finale, like everything. My brother is in town because he just got here, so he watched the whole thing with me. He was laying on the floor,
Hey,
trying not
brother.
to fall asleep.
Yeah.
For everybody who's listened to our show before, like my brother Jonathan makes guest appearances occasionally, just in the background because he's around.
Yeah.
But man, everybody, they're all so good.
So
It really was.
good.
I really just had no idea.
That could have gone.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was
they
going.
did a better job of kind of highlighting that it could be anybody. Like at certain moments, I was like, "Wow, Guillermo really has a great concept," and then at other moments, I was like, "That cake sounds delicious." Adina seemed like she was having a blast too.
I know. Every time they cut to Adina, it was just like, and she was just like, "This is great," and it was like, it's so funny.
GT, should we start our episode?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Well, for all of you, for those of you who are watching us live, as you know, we are broadcasting live tonight, Facebook and YouTube, right after the finale. The finale just happened. Welcome back to Fantasy Baking Championship, everybody. We're your hosts. I'm JT.
I'm Kim.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Jen.
And we're talking about Halloween Baking Championship, Season 7, Episode 7, the finale. The killer is... Jen was pointing out before we went live. Oh, no, you were just talking about it, like who the killer was. I missed it too. I think I was too busy celebrating. I was too busy celebrating to catch the killer.
I thought it was John. Jen, what were you? I saw John. What did you?
He made some comment like, "Yes, mother," and I'm like, "Is he talking to his mother and she's murdering people?" We can have to rewind.
We'll have to watch. Yeah.
Was he murdering on his mother's behalf?
Check Twitter. I'm sure he would have.
The Discovery Plus must have cut it off before he said that, because on the Discovery Plus, what I saw was like, Guillermo and Adina's like, "Get away from me," and then it cuts to John's face because they're walking through the woods because they've been sent off to the lake, and it cuts to John's face, and then he didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, maybe we'll read.
I don't know. Everyone instead is just talking about who won.
Yeah.
We have somebody who just says his eyes lit up like Michael Jackson in the Thriller video. That's what happened at the end. I appreciate it.
Leading to even more confusion.
Psycho plus Friday the 13th, Suzanne Morse says. Goes, so we got a lot going on. We're just mixing movies all over the place.
John's hands are not clean. Clearly his hands are not clean.
I appreciate that we got a reference to both the Breakfast Club and the Karate Kid at the very end. So he did he did the freeze and a little "You're the Best
Is
around."
there going to be any concept better than this in future Halloween baking championships? I
The
really don't think
music-
so either.
The music
Unless they were to do like
Adina.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. What a finale.
It was a strong one. Let me tell you.
So good.
Adina, you look like you're having so much fun.
Yeah.
That was the first comment I made.
Yep.
Every time I went to, the music was happy, and you were just like, "Doo-doo-doo," and everyone else was like, "Oh, I missed
really
this."
Good Adina impression.
I'm real good with impressions.
Wow. Man.
Guillermo!
Welcome to the party.
Yay.
Post-show party. Congrats, Guillermo. Excellent work.
Congrats.
Amazing work. Now you can get back to your ukulele playing on the porch.
This is the thing that we imagine.
This is the thing that we've imagined you doing.
That's right.
This was an episode too where I really felt like they finally, which I think we've seen a lot of Guillermo's artistic side, but there was some stuff he was doing early with the trash can lid and all this.
That was awesome.
It was so like
it was like 5-star restaurant, like desserts.
Here comes artistic Guillermo out of the box, like he's just running at it. I loved it.
I would eat trash dessert off that can lid all day, every day.
There's a Yelp review right there.
That is it.
There it is. I would eat your trash dessert.
5
Should we start at the top? Should we start?
Should we?
At the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning. Preheat. Thriller. Bakers had to create a dessert with an ingredient they fear the most. Wow, this was rough. Nightmare ingredient, and they must include s'mores. What a great way to do it too, that they evidently wrote that in their profile early. So they just were holding this.
Oh man.
Probably when they were playing for the show, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it was there. Yeah. What's your name? And they're like, "Oh, this is fun."
Real quick, I think everything must also include s'mores. I think that should go with literally everything in the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna be like, "Oh, and s'mores." God, all right.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if Macon can find a way to make black garlic work with s'mores, clearly s'mores are excellent.
I'm gonna say it as one person who is baked with black garlic. It's the worst of the worst.
What is it?
I'm the
Why
worst
is it
of
so
the
bad?
worst.
Is it just so strong?
Well, because you think you're going to get, it smells a certain way, and then it starts to taste sweet, and then the whole aftertaste is garlic, which is horrifying.
It's almost like you're eating garlic.
Horrifying surprise. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
the
like you're
dessert.
eating garlic. That's right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Fair.
So,
Although Megan
Adina,
said
I
as
have
she
to
was
say-
working, at that, she started to get some like balsamic out of it as she was working through it, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Um,
what Jen said. Is it starts out sweet and then
yeah.
yeah.
And then kablam.
Yeah.
Kim, you were going to say
Crap
something.
Maybe
What were you gonna say?
maybe my Amazon black garlic was lesser than quality than
Yeah.
the black garlic that Food Network
That
provided.
2-day delivery black garlic.
Who's
Was that
to
your
say?
Amazon? Was that your Amazon review as well? It starts out as that, and then blam.
I
5
gave
stars.
it 2 out of
5
5
stars.
trash can lids. Okay.
I was gonna say at first, I was like, "Aw." I was like, Adina totally gamed this system. She knew. She was like, she knew this was going to be used against her. She was just like, oh, ew, rosemary. But then as it went on, I was like, no, she really does not
Oh,
like
she really
rosemary.
did not like
She
rosemary.
really doesn't like it.
Yeah, she was really.
She gave the face I give for ginger. That would be
Yeah.
me with ginger, and people would be like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And then I'd be hating it the whole way through.
Yeah.
On my application, I'd be like, s'mores, gross.
Yeah,
And
oh,
then-
gross.
Oh, okay.
Guillermo's, I was like, oh, I could not figure out what he was going to do with that. And then he smoked it, and I was like, of course he's smoking it. Of course
Yeah.
he is, because he's Guillermo. Like,
He went straight to Kim's corner, and he figured out the most inventive way.
Well, that smoke round got serious. It was
Did
amazing.
everyone Google gelatin when he said you don't want to know what's in it?
Oh, no. I don't know if
horse hooves, right? We all know that.
It's horse.
Yeah, okay,
hooves.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that really
right.
what it is?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Horse hooves are delicious.
Newsflash.
Wait, what?
Oh.
He says I wasn't allowed to melt the Jello. I have to use the actual.
Oh.
No!
That was even a thing that one of the judges was like, "Oh, I wish you'd melted it." Man.
And then he went to
No.
say something, and then the producer was behind the camera and was like,
Right.
oh, yeah.
Oh, and separate double whammy. He couldn't call it Jello. He had to call
Yeah.
it gelatin.
Gelatin dessert.
Not
Woof.
cool. Not
Not cool at all.
cool.
But you notice I just put my hand over this because I don't want my husband to see that I'm drinking
Oh, it's
Diet
fine.
Pepsi.
I know the
what a
can,
cheater.
Kim. I know the
I
can. You don't
know,
have
I'm
to.
gonna-
You don't have
I'm,
to.
Oh.
Damn.
I
Why do you-
know. I'm coming to you live from, listen, my very prego sister's house in Kansas City.
Don't blame your pregnant
co-starring-
sister for your
She
diet
totally just
Pepsi.
did. She really
No,
just did.
because
Look at that tape behind her.
they're a Diet Pepsi house. I'm coming to you. This is Karen.
Uh-huh.
There's another blue Karen that my laptop is sitting on. I'm in the playroom. I'm coming to you from my nephew's
Live from the playroom.
Basically, yes.
Delightful.
Yes.
Hot take.
We're
He's got like a
working
stash
on
of Diet Pepsis in the room.
it.
You found the
Look what we
stash.
got, you guys.
He's just running laps right now. You're like, it's 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, yeah.
What is wrong with this?
I'm
cracking
actually
a can?
sitting on a Murphy bed. This
All right.
is-
Are you
yeah,
gonna flop up at one point?
This is literally
Perfect.
Kim's corner
in
right
a
here.
dramatic finale.
It's gonna get
I'm
very
sleeping with a
dark.
baby in this bed.
It's
though.
gonna get really dark all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Feet in the air. Yeah. Oh man. Well, all right. So let's talk through. So Renee had the sauerkraut, raspberry brownie, marshmallow, salted caramel. I mean, flavor is delicious. And
Do you want to lay out what
boy.
they had to do? Did we talk about this? Did
Yeah,
you
I
tell
already
the
said it.
audience? You did?
yeah, I said it.
The green
That's what
tea
Chris was talking about s'mores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Games
Great.
worse.
Okay.
Boy, the level of patience Renee had when she was tearing that marshmallow apart, I would have been like done in a minute. That's like
Yeah.
when
It looks
I was
so
triggered.
good, though.
I
Yeah.
was triggered watching her pull that apart and it just continuing to stick more to
Yeah.
her glove.
Yeah.
What's so
Ugh.
funny is
loved
I
it.
was triggered watching her rinse the sauerkraut because I love sauerkraut. Like I eat it straight out of the refrigerator just as a tasty
You've
snack.
sent me
Like,
sauerkraut
Really?
as a gift.
Yes.
As
Did you
friends.
taste it finally?
It was delicious.
Oh,
it
thank
was
you.
so much too.
Yes.
I don't know anything about this.
Happy
so
birthday. Here's a jar of sauerkraut.
We are old women. at
Thanks,
heart. That's
Grandma.
the truth.
I think Chris said he had never had sauerkraut or something, and I was like, "That's unacceptable."
That was the
So I sent
truth.
them
When I was
sauerkraut.
eating it raw, I'm like, I'm assuming this is the way. And I
Yeah.
guess it was because it was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can eat it hot on a hot dog, But yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm watching her rinse it, and I'm like, I'm having mixed feelings because on one hand, I'm like, I absolutely don't want sauerkraut in a dessert. I love it raw,
Mm.
but I also am like, looking at. She's like, I'm gonna pretend like this is coconut. And I'm like, wow, is that gonna work?
Well, so what I thought was what I did think was so interesting about that is that she put this sauerkraut, she rinsed it, and she put the sauerkraut, and so they really only. I mean, Zach said you shouldn't tell anybody there's sauerkraut in this because it clearly was a case of like they didn't get any of the.
Well, then Carla got it. Carla got this. She was like, I wanted you to cut it up a little bit more because she's like, I got a string of it.
That's a little bit of a gross image because I'm actually getting stuck in the back of the throat there, which is gnarly. But I don't want you to tell people it's sauerkraut yet. The challenge is that she has to bake with sauerkraut. So what was she supposed to do in that instance?
Why?
I think what he was just saying is like, what he's saying is that you could pass this off as a regular, like you wouldn't know there was sauerkraut in it. You could just pretend like
you know, when your kids aren't getting their healthy dose of sauerkraut every day,
you just throw it in
with the big old cake.
Yeah, I guess what I meant was I'm surprised that they didn't. So they clearly didn't get any taste of sauerkraut. They only got, but the texture for them of being able to say like, oh, okay, I got the like the moisture from the sauerkraut really helped. That was enough for it to be a success, right? Which I thought was interesting in this.
Have we ever said sauerkraut this many times?
No, but it's I just picture
3 minutes, man.
Eating sauerkraut that's like hidden in a cake or something. I feel like it's like drinking orange juice with like
it makes
a
me
lot
think
of
of German chocolate cake, but again because of the coconut. I'm thinking of that coconut.
Yes. I think
that coconut
right.
texture.
Yeah.
Can we just I'm gonna on the judges. Okay, marshmallow, a little stringy. That was the whole point, y'all. The whole point was to make it look like spider webs. What's your problem?
They're spending a lot of time in the makeup chair, so I feel like they don't know what they're walking in on. So their comments sometimes are a little whack-a-mole. I'm gonna have to say.
Megan with that black garlic. Oh man, so she tried the macaron, depending on where you are. Salted chocolate, toasted marshmallow. Interesting. I didn't know that they had to set up like that. I think we've seen them before, but the fact that she was like, yeah, we've seen them in this show, right? Like we've seen them on desserts before.
Yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah,
I thought it was interesting that they were like, oh, it really needed a night to set up to get the right texture.
I've never heard that before, and the Twitter sphere is a little confused by that as well.
Yeah.
But I get what she's saying because the one time I've had, them fresh out of the oven was when Chris made them. So who knows if it was the right texture.
So that's how we know we've seen them before.
That's right. What was funny is
the double stuffed macarons.
Whenever I bake anything, if I ever do, because I'm usually really good at this game, or I just forget to bake. Right. Jen's just saying, do this, move that, and I just go blank, and I'm just like a robot. And I made the first one, and I was like,
it was horrible.
Horrible, but I didn't know what I was making. I was like,
so large. It
like
those patty from McDonald's.
I remember I was like, oh, those things, and then I made it okay.
Yes, and I made it
okay. Exactly.
My brain was like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. What is this? Oh, this is a flattened pancake, and was like, no.
And then you kind of smack the thing because that's what they always do with the macarons, even if you
not
get those air bubbles out, and then you threw it in the oven, and voila.
Chris knew there were air bubbles.
Tastes like straight trash.
Well, we should have kept it on the sill for 24 hours, apparently.
Like in 1950s, just like open the windowsill, just like a neighborhood dog comes over and starts a little trouble.
Can somebody who bakes in this room tell us if that's an actual thing that you're supposed to wait 24 hours? And also then explain how you pronounce macaroon, since that was all over Twitter.
It was.
There must have been 50 plus tweets about how to pronounce macaroon.
It's
I feel like people are going to come after me because of how I'm saying it right now.
Well,
I'm afraid.
it's because macaroons are the coconut, like Jewish coconut mound cookies. Macarons are the French.
Oh, did you throw in a?
Yeah, she did.
You threw in a.
I did.
Isn't
I don't know what to say.
President of France? Isn't that?
That's right, as well.
He's just as delicious.
What? What was that?
He's the president of France.
Because I really loved your macarons.
Macarons. You guys have any macarons?
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Macarons.
Megan on Twitter was like, "Yeah, I'm saying a macaroon." She's like, "Macaron is like."
When she had to explain, I wanted to just
moist for me.
I wanted to jump through the screen when she felt the need to explain. I'm like, stop, you're brilliant.
Brutal.
Don't listen to these socials.
If the judges can mispronounce turmeric and call it turmeric,
sure.
I think
Fair.
we can do, potato,
Fair.
macaron.
If I was on one of these
Good
shows,
point,
I
Ken.
would say absolutely nothing because I would just make
You
such an
wouldn't,
ass.
you wouldn't have made it this far.
We
That's
would
really
never
what
have
was That's
yeah.
it.
Well, you never know, but we all know.
that's
and
true.
No, I would not. I would not.
It would have been like,
Uh,
this application talks a lot about devil dogs. I don't know that I want to see more of this.
And they're like, "How do you pronounce devil dogs, Chris?" And I'm like, I just run off.
They come to Chris while he's baking, and they're like, "Chris, what are you doing?" And he's like, I'm mixing this stuff, and I get just putting some of this in here and this, and then I'm gonna put it together, and then it's gonna go in the oven."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and they look and go. They go, "So another devil dog?" I'm like, "No."
Right.
They're like, "He is consistent." I do like that about him.
Mhm.
Oh man. I love Adina's plate. I love
Oh, that was awesome. I was like, "Ooh, that looked cool."
this whole episode was about Adina being like, "What murder weapon haven't I made yet?"
That's right.
Do
I
this
love
one.
that. I love that.
And I'm gonna make a little hammer. Like the best hammer ever. Honey rye graham cracker
Can
toast
you just
marshmallow,
imagine
rosemary
someone
brittle.
using that little itty bitty hammer, like ding ding ding, like
Yeah.
like they just on your skull, or like how?
That's exactly
how
what
are
would
they gonna kill
happen.
you with that?
They'd have you. They'd
That's a
have you,
horrifying way to go. Just
That's right. Yep.
chisel away.
Yeah. I'm imagining, that little troll from Cat's Eyes. You guys ever see Cat's Eye, the Stephen King?
Oh yeah.
It's a
Of course.
Stephen King anthology thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the little troll that comes out from under the bed, and
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Guy with a little
no,
hammer
no,
on
no, no,
it.
He just
No.
had a little hammer. You can't move.
Ooh,
You're
we just
like
touched one of Chris's childhood.
No.
fears.
You're
No, there's a
strapped
few
down.
things. That
Yep.
critters,
oh sure.
labyrinth,
Yeah.
random things with some weird looking. I was like,
Yeah,
freak
it was
me
like
out.
the same.
Wasn't it
was like
Labyrinth with the little pony face?
Yeah, family of
things?
puppeteers.
Was
Oh,
Labyrinth
wait.
the one with the
Are you
pony
thinking
faces,
Dark,
or was that
Dark Crystal?
No, you're
Dark
thinking
Crystal?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Dark Crystal's a
Dark
classic.
Crystal's creepy. If you're too
Dark
young,
Crystal?
Dark Crystal's
Oh no.
yeah.
So good.
For
Tina
me.
says I couldn't think of anything else.
I
Well,
love
Tina,
it.
you clearly creeped us out. So
Spoken like
Wow.
a true serial killer. It's like, what haven't I killed with? So you're like going through your closet.
Spoken like a true serial killer. When she splattered, she just went murder.
The murder moment was the best.
That was funny.
Murder. Perfect.
Ta-da.
Man.
Who was the ta-da of that round?
The most casual serial killer. Murder.
And then we got Guillermo's,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
looked
yeah.
spectacular. Someone
Looks
made a point.
amazing.
Somebody said something along the lines of like a spider in a coffee cup is scary. That thought of there being just
Yeah.
some bug that's in your drink. And I
Yeah.
then couldn't get that out of my head the rest of the night. But this
Like a
looked
snake in the toilet, right, Chris? Am I right?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I was on a flight, so I just, I flew here, and there wasn't much on. Beetlejuice was on, and I was like, "Great, perfect."
Oh.
But I only got to watch like the first 20 minutes of it. But in the
Uh-huh.
beginning of that movie, I forgot. So it starts out they're flying over the model because Alec Baldwin's character has a model of the town, and there's
Mhm.
this enormous spider that comes crawling over the house, and he
Oh.
picks it up.
All
And
right.
but it's like I don't know. It must have been a baby tarantula because I can't imagine you being able to handle any other. Like it looked like a wolf spider. It was huge, and he just got it in his hand and he just takes it and puts it out the window. And I'm like, that's a real hand and that's a real spider. And like,
Yeah. Tarantulas don't bite, though. Isn't that
tarantulas
right?
don't bite.
No,
But this was so little. It was like halfway between a tarantula and like,
All tarantulas don't bite? That can't be right.
yeah. I don't
Why are
think
we
they
all so
bite.
scared of tarantulas then?
I don't think they bite.
Arachnophobia.
Is it just
It's
Told
creepy
me
looking?
otherwise. Told me otherwise.
They
I
do.
miss.
I will look it up. Well,
It's
continue.
11
Talk
o'clock
amongst
on the
yourselves.
dot.
11:30.
Talk amongst
We're
yourselves.
still-
I will look it up.
I didn't think today I'd be talking about tarantulas at 11:30 at night.
Are
Well,
you
you
sure? You knew we were going to be talking about this show.
True. Yeah. Well.
There was a
Kim's
Talking about your boy
possibility.
Guillermo and his spider dessert. So
gonna.
They
Kim's
like the
gonna-
texture. They like the. Why is this?
They
cut
like the
off?
smokiness. Was that our
Tiered
first?
spider?
Was that our first? Our first experience with the smoker this season? We haven't seen that, right?
I don't think
Nobody's pulled
so.
our smoker out. I was like, yeah, you did.
Is that true? I thought I saw it, but maybe I'm.
It was the
Blending
first. It was the
somebody
first time a baked good was compared to the innards of a spider, which also I
Whoa.
appreciated.
Ooh.
So apparently, tarantulas
Apparently.
can bite. Apparently, if you come across a tarantula, don't bother to try to play with it. These spiders will not bite you unless they feel threatened.
So don't be
Play
like,
with it.
I dare you to bite me, tarantula.
Okay, but
It
people
says they're
probably step on
harmless
them,
to
and that's when
humans.
they get bit.
It can give you a painful bite, but they're harmless to humans. Their mild venom is weaker than a typical bee's.
Guillermo
Oh,
used
okay.
the smoke in episode 2.
There you go.
Oh.
That feels like forever ago, Guillermo.
Although there were only
remember?
7 episodes, which also seems insane.
It feels like we've, it feels like
Been through so much together.
we really have.
So actually, Guillermo, close your ears right
and the
now.
portrait cake. He used it in the
Guillermo?
portrait cake.
Close your ears right now, Chris.
Oh.
What?
How does it feel to come so close?
It's like I said. It's like seeing the Detroit Lions win. It's like JT won. How can I be mad? Renee,
Fair.
Guillermo doesn't know.
Guillermo represented. That finale could have gone
That's
either
right.
way.
That's
It was like
Yeah.
Could've
that
gone
cake.
anyway. Even
Anyway.
like Megan,
For
did
once-
it, all of them. Yeah.
What I will say is bravo to the editors, because normally they just flat out tell us throughout the
That's
episode
right.
who's going to take it, and this one was really
at the very end.
I wasn't sure.
I'm looking for every little thing,
sure, of course.
and it looked like John Henson looked at Guillermo,
Looked at Guillermo.
then at Dina, and I went, Renee's gonna win. And then
I thought I thought it looked like he looked like I was like, ooh, they cut it too quick, because he looked right at Guillermo, and I was like, oh man, he's gonna call it, and he didn't.
Mm.
But then also the commercial from the sudden death, where
Yeah.
Megan was shaking her head, Chris goes, "Shh, Guillermo's leaving." He just thought that was them advertising, trying to psych us out.
Trying to psych you out.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the
Yeah.
whole episode, it was like
I was like, great. And then Guillermo won. I went,
He walked
oh,
away.
okay, good.
He walked out of the room, and then he walked back in. Okay.
Okay, I'll watch. I'll keep watching.
I'll keep watching. It's fine.
I'm still not happy, but I'm a little happy.
So let's talk about
Oh,
the sudden
man.
death. So Megan and Guillermo go into sudden death.
Yeah, Baker's had
Uh,
60 minutes to
brutal.
create an amazing pumpkin dessert, tasting fresh, modern, and unexpected, while taking inspiration from super rotting pumpkins. I can say from experience this week that I know exactly what super rotting pumpkins look like.
All right.
Oh,
You guys have one. You guys
yes.
have one on your porch. I definitely.
Our pumpkin.
Guys, we used to have one on our porch. We didn't do the bleach Vaseline trick.
That sounds very.
When the
weird.
face crumpled in and went from this to like that, in a couple days, we just stuck our flowers in it, and we're like, whatever. There's 100 million fruit flies, but be that as it may, it looks cute. And then one day I came out and the pumpkin was just in every direction, and it was disgusting, mushy on the ground.
It's true.
And it was over.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. I don't
It
think
was.
I've ever bleached I've never done that before.
But guess what, guys? As soon as you told
that's
us
right.
the next day on the Today Show, the girl's like, what you got to do is you got to bleach your pumpkin and then
Who's
just
bleaching
you gotta put
pumpkins?
Vaseline.
This
I've
is the-
never heard this in
It's
my
the
life.
first time I've ever heard about
All you
bleaching a
gotta look
pumpkin.
up is preserve a pumpkin, and you're
Preserve a
going to see
pumpkin.
it. You'll see all sorts of
It's
tips.
true.
I've never had trouble preserving a pumpkin. The pumpkins last when they should last, and they go, all right, we're done, right? And then I'm like, yeah, we are. And I throw it
a
out.
lot, Obama. Am I right?
Am I right? I saved the seeds this year, so
Oh,
we're gonna
nice.
grow.
Hey, remember that time when Megan and Guillermo had to bake with Renee and
Adina just
Adina
watching.
Just sitting there.
watching?
Why do they do that?
That's so uncomfortable.
And then
Yeah.
the judging while they're in the room. Also, why do they do that?
It's weird. They do that in all of them, right?
It's
they
a
all
weird
just go.
thing.
They
They-
just like shuffle off to a corner, and then everybody's waiting.
And they're trying to whisper. They're trying to whisper because because the judges clearly feel weird about it too.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we hear you. You just said whoopie pie. You're clearly referencing my dessert.
Well, this was an interesting.
And you're
one,
wearing a
too.
microphone.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one too because Adina says the worst
Because it exposed us to trash can lids.
She had to stay in.
Yeah.
the room. Yes, this was it. Well, because
Oh, hey, P.S. Can we point out the fact that what that means is that both Renee and Guillermo's so hot. Yes. That also means that both Renee and Adina couldn't actually like relax because the
Yeah.
camera is still swinging around. So
That's
they're
right.
done, but they can't relax because
They're
they're
just
still
on
on camera
camera.
at
That's
any
right.
given point. So it's not like
That's
you can
right.
be like, tossing them back or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so this was an
Right.
interesting one because because the challenge was they had to take the rotting pumpkin, which was clearly the difference maker here, right?
Yep.
Because again, Guillermo's artistically was ridiculous.
Yes.
Like
Right.
just
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So good.
He understood the assignment.
That's
Yeah.
correct. That is
And someone actually commented that it would have been great to see Megan in like a holiday season or something.
Yeah.
Not to say
Yeah.
she's so skilled at decorating, but
What
she
if
just
they
kind of
will see.
maybe. But she sways towards things that are a little cuter, a little more fun. She's even like, joked about it that everyone's making this gory stuff and here I am with my cute shit again.
Yeah.
And this whoopie pie to me was very cute.
Yep.
But they dinged her on it because, it didn't look like the rotting pumpkin. It didn't have that same feel to it.
You can't go up against Guillermo
That's
artistically like that. Guillermo's gonna be like, oh, blah! You gotta come with it. Guillermo's not gonna make anything cutesy. He's gonna make something where you're like, how did he make that in 60 minutes?
There's just Salt Baying over there.
Right, and he surprised them because it's like, again, when he talked about the way he was going to do the shoe and he was going to, pipe it in a way that it was going to puff out to make this. And when you saw it, you're like, wow, really? That did I mean, it's crazy how good it looks.
JT, did you say do the shoe?
Yeah, you heard me. I said do the shoe. That's a shirt.
Okay.
Do the
Just
shoe.
checking.
Do the shoe?
Yeah,
He says that from experience.
No, I say
guys.
that from experience. I made
Yeah.
shoe a couple times, guys.
Yeah,
I've
he's
made
done
it a
the
couple
shoe.
of times.
Shoe aficionado.
Do the shoe.
Yeah.
But
I like it.
I also, man, he in this episode in particular, I thought that anytime Guillermo was particularly effective at describing exactly what he was doing and being very technical about the description, right? Like
That's right.
And has remained unflappable.
Oh,
Yep.
but in this episode, working at like breakneck speed, unflappable.
We saw him flap once this season, and it wasn't even a real flap. It was, I'm going to throw my cake away. I'm going to take a second. I'm
And
going to
he
shrug
threw
like
his
I'm going to
cake away.
flap, and then he just.
Oh,
You don't think cake trash can is flapping?
Oh, that's
it wasn't. To me, maybe that's his version of flapping.
The
Little
but-
chillest version of flap.
The
I
chillest
see what you're
version of
saying.
flap. That's what I'm saying.
That's
It
right.
was
I mean, it
like-
sounded like a flap when he threw it in. He was just like, flap! And it threw it in like, they didn't just
Jake was
toss
like,
it. He,
I wanna be a part of
other
you.
people would be like,
Yeah.
and he's like,
Right.
there's like one boom operator. He's like, what? Oh, flap some other time, Guillermo.
You literally flapped your arms, Kevin. You
But now I get it. He
literally
has a little kid and then he has a little one on the way. So there's no flapping this guy. He's got little ones at home.
Oh, that's true.
she calls him
You got to keep your
calls him
cool.
the pastry version of Bruce Lee. She calls
Yeah.
him, which I 100%.
He's like-
That's right.
he's just so chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Listen to past episodes. We've set up the whole scenario.
Guillermo, we should go into business together. We should open up a bakery, and here's how it works. I'll be behind the
What
counter.
contribution are you making?
Listen.
That's what I want to hear.
I'm gonna get the crowds in. I'm gonna come on, come one all. There's gonna be like a carnival. And
Barker, a
there'll be
bakery
a big
barker.
barker
Bakery
with one of
barker.
those like little blowhorn thingy. The old school.
So not the
Phone,
megaphone.
megaphone?
You've got
Old school. I got a top hat. Got a little
the striped
mustache.
outfit.
Red jacket with the gold buttons,
Oh.
black. I got the whole
I
thing.
feel like you're
You're
describing
the master of
Santa
ceremonies.
All I need is Guillermo to say yes. This is all ready to go. No, and then what would happen is
Are you
people
the
are like,
greatest showman? That's what I'm getting.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So basically, people
And
are there. They're
you,
like,
Hugh
boy, what do I
Jackman.
want? Yes. I.
Look how good see your back.
So what's happening? They come in and they're like, well, I don't know what to get. And I go, it's not about what you get in the glass case here. It's about what this guy can make. And they're like, what guy? I go,
Everyone's just like this guy.
Guillermo. And then a curtain behind me goes up and there's Guillermo. And he's like, challenge me to make
You're
anything.
making Guillermo sit behind a curtain
Yeah.
while you're talking all these shenanigans.
What is he to be on the floor with me, like
That's
taking
it.
change
He's
and stuff?
reading. He's
People are like,
reading.
make this. And he's like, and he does this whole thing and everyone's eyes glaze over and stuff. While everyone's eyes are glazed over,
Guillermo says,
I'm
"I can see
pickpocketing
it."
everyone.
Oh, that's
Oh.
a dark.
And then I put it in the tip container. I go, oh, wow, that's so generous. And they're all like, what's that? And then I push them out. And then
So
And
the
then next
takeaways
show
don't go
starts.
into-
The next show starts.
Wait, so they didn't get anything. You just took.
they
all
got
that
a great
off.
show. They don't
Yes,
get
this
grades.
is
Yeah.
They got the greatest show, is what
An
you're saying.
experience.
Great
Look how good see you rocket.
It's not really a, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, man, the reveal of Megan being eliminated. So Guillermo moves on to the final. her reaction to that was so like it. I don't think I've seen. And it was, yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. They don't get any food. They don't get any food. They just get a great show. That's it.
Yeah.
No, because what happens when people leave?
They go to the restaurant across
fold it
the way
up
that Chris also owns.
Yes.
You fold. Wait, what are you folding up?
What are you folding
The
up?
whole
Sorry.
place?
No, I fold up the pit. Yeah, it's not. It's like a pop-up shop, like quite literally, like a tent.
Okay, great.
And everyone's like, "What's this new place?" And then I get them in and pick. You asked for it.
Because now I'm going to like. I feel like Guillermo then becomes like a little small. Like, and then you fold him up into like a dollhouse, so he's like magical in some
Are you
way.
kidding me? Guillermo, like, he starts flipping change and he's walking. He's like, "Where are we going next, Chris?" And I'm like, I'm working on it, Guillermo. And I got the pop-up thing under my thing and whatever.
Sure.
I'm just saying what it is.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow.
So
You guys want to be in it? You let me know.
Did Chris eat LSD tonight? That is.
He had a lot of chocolate chip cookies on
They
his
were good.
stress.
With sugar high. Okay.
I don't think I've seen an episode. I don't think I've seen it where, I mean, it hit her. The reaction they caught from her, it was it was like she didn't hear it at first, and then it hit her, like she realized it, and it was just brutal.
I mean, with something like this, where it's two people who are so, there's so much on the line. They're so talented.
Yeah.
Clearly, they both tasted amazing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to be something as small as like, you didn't make it gory and we wanted gory.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
mean,
And such a different aesthetic. Like,
I
to
don't
your
even
point.
like whoopie pies. I would eat the hell out of that.
That's right.
I would eat the hell out of that.
Looks like a good looking pie. That's
Yeah.
the
Oh
truth.
man.
Amen.
All right, so we move on to our main heat. The killer. Baker's had 5 hours to create a tiered or carb cake at least 2 feet tall in tribute to the camp killer, topped with a killer brain, which has it both edible and gooey delicious.
I have so
Advantage-
many questions.
Adina
Sorry, go
gets
ahead.
to pick. Adina gets to pick what she uses inside the brain. She chose a curd, and then ultimately ended up not using it, which I thought was super interesting.
Well, she's using it in the cake, just not in the brain.
No, I mean in the brain, right? She didn't use it in the
Right.
brain. So they had to decide between a mousse, a curd, or a jelly. She chose the curd, but ended up using a jam, that raspberry jam.
But Adina wasn't it that you didn't hear it the right way or something? Because she said that you.
She definitely when John went up to her was like, it was like a deer in headlights moment. It seemed as though it was a deer in headlights moment. She made the choice and was like, I should have. And she did say, John, you didn't really explain this very well when I made my choice. So I'm not, but it's also, it's happening so fast, I think.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, though, that I actually quite like this advantage because it didn't feel so much like. We'll point out that we had 2.5 hours for one cake and then 5 hours for 4 cakes.
That's just math, right?
That's right.
That's
it.
Woo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know, that's brutal. I like when the challenges are a little more fair. And I felt like this was fair.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they enjoyed her curd. She incorporated it in a great way. She made a great cake.
Yep.
When it's so, I personally wish there was, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I wish there wasn't an advantage for the final bake.
Mhm.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
understand there's got to be some incentive to win the preheat, but can't the
Yeah.
incentive just be to not have to do the sudden challenge?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
right.
incentive is you've made it to the final.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Jen
it
will
was really-
forever have that mirror glaze /
Marzipan.
marzipan
marzipan.
lodged in her soul.
So what I did think to that point, this was it felt one of the more fair, even though she got the advantage, it did feel pretty even playing field. Like everybody was going into this 5-hour cake with a pretty even footing, I guess. So.
Although she says I definitely didn't choose right, but oh well.
You know what? She course corrected.
That's hard to say. Yeah, it's hard to say after the
corrected in
fact.
it, and like, dude, the blood dripping out from under the mat. The minute she said it.
Oh
I was
man,
like-
whoa, that was crazy.
Also, her cake looked, in comparison to the others, gigantic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
It almost looked like another person standing next to her that was the same height as her. Right?
I gotta give her props too for the quick lean moment of like. That's
Oh
like,
yeah.
when it starts to tip, she's like, that's just me and my cake. She says science, where she was, and she described it. She's like, I've got this jam. I'm going to put it in here. When it starts to heat, it's going to melt, and it's just going to start dripping out from underneath. And gross.
That's crazy.
Also, I somehow missed, I mean, obviously I watched the episode, but I somehow missed her fabricating this like life-size shovel.
Oh, it was right.
Yeah, that thing was
again, another like, what
missed
weapon
this.
haven't I used yet?
There was no weapon, and then there was just a shovel there. That was a wonderful reveal. I'm curious to know the time between when she finished, if the editing was true to form and she really was the last to present. How much time did that cake sit? Because we've heard that in past seasons, that sometimes that is the make or break, if that cake sits for an hour after it's been completed, and it should be in a fridge somewhere. I don't know what monster fridge is going to fit that cake.
That 3-foot cake.
In there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that, and I think it was so one of the judges pointed out the shovel looked like it was handmade. And I was like, I'm into that. Carla said it.
Yeah, you got the killer out, you got John out in the woods. Like, he finds a piece of like sheet. He finds like some sheet aluminum, whatever, and like just folds it over.
It's almost more scary if the killer is making his own shovel to kill you.
That's right.
The eyes are super creepy. When she put the mask over and that one eye was kind of like caught up in the lid, I was like,
the best.
Yeah,
do you guys ever see those videos on Facebook where it's like a compilation of people who are like they'll, it's a compilation of things where it's like there'll be a photo there'll be like a picture on the wall, and they'll turn it just off a little bit, or like they'll open the silver drawer and they'll put all the silver in correctly, and then like one spoon on top of the forks. It's like the thing that just like one thing,
the mildly
irritating. Like what? Yeah. The thing with her like not having that one strip. I hurt for her. I hurt for you, Adina.
But she fixed it.
She course corrected.
But I was like, yeah. I could feel that in my bones for sure.
Yeah. Devil's food cake with a malt whipped ganache, cherry curd, cherry jam, pecan streusel, cinnamon buttercream.
I like it all.
Give me it.
I like it all.
Give me it.
Yep.
Flavor profile wise, that one speaks to me quite a bit.
I love that they, when you guys come up with these things like malt whipped ganache with cherry, like you come up with these things that I can't. They described it as tasting a little bit like a sundae, right? Like a little, because of the malt.
Yeah, well, she did. She said, she said it tastes like ice cream. I cannot
conceive of. I want it. I need to know what it tastes like. This is me basically telling you to send us a cake. That's what this is. Because
I want to see this one travel.
I've never tasted anything like this.
It has its own seat on the plane. They're like, but it's like leaning into the guy next to them.
I don't need the whole thing, Adina. I just need a slice. It's okay. Or even a cupcake. You can just send me a cupcake that's flavored this way. I'm okay with that.
Cupcake.
I am not prejudiced against cupcakes like them dear judges. Okay,
it's true.
It's the truth.
I also appreciate the like. Oh, next time I'm in LA. Oh, that's right.
We'll definitely do that. We'll definitely do that.
All right.
We can't confirm. We have a storage unit of stuff in LA, so we're definitely
Their KitchenAid mixers in LA.
Our KitchenAid is in LA. We have to come back.
Yeah, we'll definitely come back.
So we have to come back.
I love that she and Renee both went Devil's Food Cake. I just feel like that was really
it felt right.
But this time it was like so much drastically. There's been times where we've seen like, there was one holiday season when there were 2 almond cakes, and I was like, and then the third person won. And I was like, that can be scary, but you pointing that out was the first time I even realized that they both made Devil's Food Cake.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Devil's Food Cake with hazelnut buttercream, hazelnut fouilletine. God, they love a crunch. Did I not say they love a crunch?
Even Renee said it. She's like, they love a crunch. I'm putting this in here.
They love the texture.
Right.
So much movement from the favorite.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying with the judges, there's so much movement from this was again a lot of different techniques from all of the bakers in the finale were doing a lot of different techniques, which was like they all brought some incredible. But boy, this was Renee. Just over and over again, they were really sticking with her around the like, I'm so far behind. I'm not getting my cake stacked. I haven't I got to start this over. The brain thing that did
the brain broke.
She made 3 brains, right? I mean, it was or two brains, but like it was just it's just brutal.
Guys, I think she's had 365 days to replay the last
You're not
finale
wrong.
she was in her head. And
You're not
every
wrong.
time she opened her mouth and spoke, I could just hear her being like, I'm doing it again. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach the finale and I'm not going to
And
do
I'm
it.
not gonna
I just,
win. Yeah.
All
the panic
psychological.
in her face was way different to me than I think I've honestly seen in any of these
Yeah.
finalists before.
Yeah,
That's
Because
what I
we've
mean.
never seen someone return and make it to the finals again
that's right.
Well,
in our
certainly-
3 cycles.
Certainly
That's
not.
right.
Certainly not this quickly, and certainly not under these circumstances, right? Where we didn't meet them in the first episode as like, hey, I'm such and such. I was in season whatever of they were brought back from the dead. So it was just like,
Yeah, weird.
but
twist.
man, you're so right. That's really what I mean. And again, hat tip to the editors because this was.
I'm also gonna say, I think if you check the tape, y'all, we say this every finale. We're like, oh, they spent so much time with such and such. But the thing is, you only have 3 bakers, so you actually do get time with each of them.
Yeah.
We get in our heads a lot about like, oh, they spent so much time with whoever. I think it's whoever they spend time with first is who we worry about the most.
I think it's because they had her say, like, again, for me, it was they had her say twice, or we heard twice, if I win, I'm gonna open my own I'm gonna use this money to open my own bakery. Like I think we heard like something bigger aspiration wise twice. We heard other things from the other bakers as well, but this was particularly like we're hammering that really hard, and then to juxtapose that with the struggle that was so like she was so in the weeds on this one that it just felt like we're gonna have heartbreak, but kudos, it was great. Kudos to them.
It was great.
Made everybody cry at the end. So
maybe things would have been different if John would have jumped behind Renee's back to give her the 2-hour warning.
Adina gets full. You know what? She should get an award just for her reactions to things.
Definitely.
That's right.
She is.
I watched the
unflappable
Adina and John show. The two of them, the chemistry's great.
Oh man,
She's like, I do not sign up for that.
she just has such great. Like her facial expressions are always great. She wears it all right out on the. You know exactly what she's thinking when it happens.
Right.
She's gonna let you know. Which is the best. What can we've talked about?
I want to touch on Guillermo's cake here.
Yes.
Orange sponge cake with chocolate ganache, cranberry mousse, and amaretto buttercream. I love, but he did this before too. When he made the clown cake, the tsunami cake, and he had those little yellow jackets. I am such a sucker for when they go back in the season and play into a baked good that has to do with something with the. I love that every layer had something to do with a baked good that he's presented before.
When he started doing the hair, because I remember that when he did the hair the first time, I was like, he's doing the hair, he's going for it.
Chris is like the WWE Spanish announcer. He's like standing.
Yeah.
Hair. It's like the chair out from under the ladder.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Just the shape, like the twisting of each layer, and
But again, smart. Like you say, the reflection on it really is. It represents the journey through the season. Stephanie, I think, was the one that pointed out this was a 360 cake. Like you were having a different experience of this cake, no matter where you were looking, which was super.
Which
cool.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's fantastic.
No. Yeah.
Like I've seen ones that are uniform that are decorated all the way around.
Right.
But never okay, he it's really thinking. Yeah, okay, if the faces are lined up like that, what does the back of it look like?
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that.
I do have questions about this challenge though, because I feel I am. Why is it the killer's brain is on top? Did the killer get killed? And then the exposed brain of the killer was confusing to me. Why wouldn't it be like a victim's brain on top?
You're getting into the mind of a killer.
That's what I thought too, Chris.
You're getting into the mind of the killer.
I thought that's what it was.
Then doesn't that feel like, didn't we have that challenge on a cake earlier? I wonder, and Adina and Guillermo, maybe you can I just feel like this was so similar to another one of the cake challenges that I'm like, did you guys have to really think about well, how am I gonna make this different? Because there was a whole thing, wasn't there? Am I making it up? There was a whole thing about we've seen like the mise en scène of the, you know,
Yeah.
camp, and there was something about the lake, and there was and the kill. I don't know. I just
Yeah, we've explored the. I think to that point we probably explored the territory a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't realize. Yeah, the brain thing wasn't necessary. I to your point, I get what you're saying there. It could have just been, what do you think the killer? You know, what does the killer encompass to you?
Or if
Yeah.
the killer wore a hat. You know?
And then incorporate some sort of oozing element, some sort of
Yeah.
leaking,
That's right.
drizzling, something to that effect, similar to, you know, 2 seasons ago when you could have a bloody eye or a bloody brain or a bloody, you know, something to that effect.
It's borderline Stockholm. They ask us to do something. We don't ask questions. We just do it. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Guillermo also said it was hard to figure out a design where the brain and the killer work together. That seems. You're right.
Because
My husband was panicking for a minute when you started ripping apart the fondant on top. It's not so you see the final effect that you're like, oh, that looks cool. It looks like the brain is just bursting out of his head, and that is gross.
Yep.
But when it was just getting pieced together at the top, he's like, what's about to happen?
Yeah.
What's happening right now?
And then it happened. I went, that's what's happening.
That's
What's happening.
Shout out to this eyeball. It's this long stringy
gross.
eyeball of its sock out. That's
I love that.
Pretty disgusting. Pretty
Gross.
delicious. Pretty
Yep.
disgusting.
Yep.
He's looking in the other direction with that eye.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
He sees what's happening in front
He's
of him.
like, I don't trust that clown. I got to get a closer look at
That
it.
clown is pissed that it's wedged between two things.
It is.
I just imagine, because I always imagine the finale day being like the longest day on set ever. And I just think like at the end, you must sleep like 20 hours. I imagine the adrenaline crash. I mean, Chris, you experienced this when you were taping your reality show. I mean, like when the adrenaline finishes, aren't you like?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, if the episode goes well for you, it's great. You get home, you're like, this is awesome. And then you're riding a high, and then it seems real.
If
when
it
you
doesn't,
don't
you
make
end up
it in the
doing
finale.
You end up in a baking podcast with a few friends of yours.
There you go.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's the weirdest thing.
It's weird when my thing wrapped up. I was like, it was bizarre that it was over because it's so intense in such a short period of time.
And all the crews just running in and ripping the set apart. I remember.
Oh yeah, it's like you're going through this emotional, like you're like, this is a great, and they're like, yeah, this show's coming in now. And you're just like, oh, everything's fake. Hollywood's fake.
Nothing is real. It's the adrenaline crash.
And then you fly home at 6 a.m. the next day. Oh, God.
I found that there's weird levels to it. There's like, that was great, and then you're like, God, I really wanted to win, and then there's like, it all worked out for the bet. So it's definitely emotional.
I remember that.
So excited. Yeah.
Dina and Guillermo, in case you don't know, Chris was also a finalist on a show that he
lost. Okay, I really
lost. But he could tell you that there's the long game to it, right? Because there is the notoriety, and you get
it's really cool
and extra things that come from it. So but I know it's a bitter pill to swallow in the moment.
It's very surreal when you're just like, my face is on national TV right now.
Yeah.
And then it ends, and you need more. And then you call Food Network, and you go, "What else you got for me?"
But the truth is that for Adina and Guillermo, it won't end.
It won't.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's the thing.
There will be reruns forever. You will be on the television forever.
Every October, it'll be spinning.
Guillermo feels my pain.
He does.
But you know what? But then they go back to doing their thing, and they're like still brilliant forever, and then they're gonna just
just like you,
Thanks.
Yeah, Chris, just like you,
right, guys?
Hey, what about costumes, guys? Can we talk about costumes? What do you think?
I give it to Carla.
Carla.
Out of what was there, I thought Carla took tonight.
I thought it was interesting because
cute. Her face makeup was exceptional.
The makeup was crazy
tonight
for her.
Yeah, but the season.
Season was weird.
I'm gonna give it 4 out of 6 trash can lids.
Yeah.
If I was to look at past seasons.
6?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's 6 the magic
number?
number?
Only when you're judging
0 to 6.
Costumes, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as good as past seasons. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's true.
I would.
So Jen's got the notes here, and she's got Stephanie Boswell doll ?
She was a doll.
Yeah.
They referenced
Is
her
that
as
what
a
she
doll.
I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I got to give it. Stephanie won the season for me though.
Yeah.
Costume wise, she did prosthetics. She did the
Yeah.
crazy
She won
blood
it all.
one.
The
She
clown
did
will
owned
forget
it.
it. That
the
clown.
clown. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
owns
I
every
was here
costume
with my
she's in.
mom, and I was like, okay, now I need to show you because Jen gave me her. I
Oh,
probably
don't say
shouldn't say
it.
this out loud. Okay, I somehow got access to Discovery Plus.
There it is.
My
There it
mom's
is.
here, and I was like, okay, Mom, I just have to show you this clown costume. And she was like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm not gonna.
it's real good.
Right, that's right. Do you think that won the season, in your opinion?
What's that?
Yeah.
Stephanie's clown costume? Do you think that was
Yeah.
number one? for the
Yeah, it was
season?
creepy.
Yeah.
That's real
what
That
it
was
good.
for me.
delightful. I could barely see Stephanie through it, but just
That's
enough
right.
that it was perfection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weirdly inconsistent. It was a strange costume season.
Yeah.
Do you know what it was? I feel like they were trying to string it to something to do with 80s movies. They weren't all necessarily horror films.
Mhm.
Like tonight with like Devil, Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know what. Money Never Sleeps. What was it? Wall Street,
It's
right?
Wall Street. Yeah, it's Wall Street.
It's
Yeah.
just Wall Street.
Yeah.
But you can't say what the thing actually is, so they're just saying
Right.
like he loves to do business deals while burning in hell. It's Zach Young. I'm like, what? I don't understand what I'm
Or
looking
like
at right
playing
now.
Carla this year, like, listen, you show me Lobster Attack, I know exactly what that is, right?
Yeah.
You know how like at Halloween they have like, sexy firefighter,
Yeah, yep.
sexy lawnmower.
That's my
repair.
costume every Halloween.
Sexy
Yeah.
firefighter.
Sexy lawnmower.
Did you say sexy lawnmower? Is that what
Sexy
you said?
lawnmower repair person. I don't know. Like
That's specific. You find that in like the dollar store in some
Yeah.
weird neighborhood.
sexy pumpkin girl.
I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know.
figure out what sexy lawnmower repairman is even referenced.
I
Like,
said repair person. I didn't
Oh,
say
sorry.
repairman.
my bad.
It's always a
My
lady
bad.
costume, JT. But what I'm going with this is like that's like that. I feel like all of Carla's costumes were like dead cheerleader, dead
Yeah.
80s dance star,
Yeah.
dead. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what was going on with her costumes this year.
That was
But
in
then
her.
she was supposed to be Grisabella today, which
And
was
then
Yeah.
today
from
she
Cats.
was Cats. Yeah.
That's right.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
I mean, that is a horrific movie, right?
Yeah.
Slash musical, correct?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah. I've never
Anna,
seen it.
whatever.
On brand.
Yeah.
It's
On
it's so amazingly bad that when you're watching it the whole time,
Like bad, or like is it like when we found Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, it's like that. It's funny.
Boogaloo, what is it?
bad.
What was
Did
it?
you
Boogaloo,
watch it,
but-
Jen?
That's what it is. It's
Cats?
electric boogaloo.
Yeah. The
Of
movie?
course,
The movie?
of course.
The new one?
Oh, not the new one. No, I've
Oh.
seen the stage production.
Well,
Oh.
yeah. We've all had to see the stage production.
I've
Right.
never seen it.
I've never seen the show.
Really?
No. I've never seen the
JT,
show.
Maybe
me
all
and you,
girls
let's
are
go
gonna
see
see
Cats.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Am I
great.
going to come
Sounds
in
good.
here one day and you guys are going to just be streaming Cats, watching it together?
I'd love to go see Cats live with JT. I think it'd be the best night of my life.
You
We'd
know
have
they're
so
like
much
in the
fun.
audience and interactive. And,
They are.
yes.
They weren't the one that I went
We
to.
just-
Which one did you go to?
For those of you who are not watching this and just listening, Jen I think was playing with a yarn ball.
Yeah,
above
yeah.
her head.
She
is what just
was
happened.
exactly
Just
what
for
it
a
was.
second. They're
Do
in
they
the
do
audience
that in
and
the-
they're
in the
just
music?
playing.
Yes.
They play with yarn in the musical? Is it like
I
a
mean,
yarn dance or something
Watch
weird?
4 seconds of it and they're acting like cats on stage.
Well, it's called Cats. I'd hope they were acting like cats.
But the weirdest part about it is, first off, the storyline makes no sense. You're like, okay,
There isn't
there's
a
like
story.
this thing
Sure.
where it's based on a book of poems.
Someone got real high. They were like, Cats. And they're like,
Right.
what's it about?
You're not the first person.
Oh,
who's
you
made
didn't hear me.
that.
I said cats. They're like, yeah, what's it about? Cats.
Well,
That's
it's
it. We're
based
done.
on a
That's
T.S.
it.
Eliot poem, which is
That's
like,
right.
he's kind of wild. And then there's a space, like one of the cats gets beamed to space. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's the
there's
thing
like
at the
a
end, right?
spaceship
Yes.
at the
They're
end.
all
yeah.
waiting.
Literally
Yeah.
memory, which is like arguably one of like the most beautiful.
It's a space or does
profound,
the cat
incredible-
die?
Every time I listen to that song, I'm like,
But she
this is
dies,
such a
but the
beautiful
space
song.
aliens take her away. We don't
Right.
know.
It's
Yeah.
like, but she's picked. Like everyone wants to be picked to be the space alien cat.
Yeah.
Who do you?
And
How do you?
she's the ragged old cat, and everyone's like, "Get away from me, you old gross cat!"
Yeah.
And then she sings "Memory," and they're like, "Okay, you can go to space."
How do you know there's a space?
Oh,
There's a
because
cat
there's a
organization?
whole spaceship. Oh, dude.
Oh my god, I'm watching this tonight. That's amazing.
Yes.
There's a spaceship that shows up and just starts pulling
And they're
cats into the
just, and
sky.
everyone's like,
Just one cat,
should we
Chris.
go? And
Only
she's
one
like,
Just
cat.
one cat.
cool.
There's only I do know that.
There's only one
cat's
chosen
meant to-
cat.
Yes,
One
every
chosen
year.
cat
So
gets
they
to go
do
to
all
space.
these different songs and dance and charades because they want to be the cat that's selected to go to space.
I get it.
Okay.
It's super
Get it?
clear. It's super
Sorry, I don't know what you guys aren't
So
getting.
Carla, well done.
Well done.
The conversation would have never taken place if you
That's
had not
right.
selected that costume today.
Cats.
Yep. Yep.
Cats.
Oh, man.
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point. But Stephanie wins the season.
That's
Stephanie
it.
wins the
Girl.
season costume.
You
Deservingly.
scare us. You
That's true.
scare us. You delight us.
That's true.
You got sparkle eye makeup. Good stuff.
True story.
Spent a lot of time tonight hammering next week. In the
Oh,
commercial breaks, I feel like we saw at least 2 holiday commercial breaks every holiday commercials every break. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, that
and
would
was there
pretty-
any more than just that spoof on a Hallmark movie?
No, I think that was the only one. Before they placed it.
You think that was a spoof?
That was-
That's
Silly
true, I've
girl.
seen that
That'll be
Hallmark
on
movie.
TV.
Are those
Jesse
2 people
Palmer.
contestants? Do we think? I wish
Jesse
they were.
Palmer, is it next to the Bachelor Island that he could do both hosting gigs?
I don't know.
Maybe
Why
that's
don't you
what he's
relax?
saying.
Why don't you relax?
What
He'll
I'm
be there.
trying to say
Relax.
is-
Jesse Palmer's just since it's holiday. Is he gonna wear a lot of clothes? Is he gonna be bundled up, or is he gonna like
What's happening?
show the chestage? I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to see if he borrowed some of those puffy vests from John.
Back
Happy
off my
holidays.
show, bro. Adina says. Yeah, right? She's like, don't crowd us out. We're still
Seriously.
in Halloween. Halloween hasn't even happened.
Halloween hasn't even happened
There
yet.
are still 3 cakes getting made.
Oh,
attached to this
aren't
season.
there? That's
There
right.
are.
Next
There are.
Sunday.
Who's making
Right.
cakes?
This
I forget.
Sunday.
Who's making cakes?
Oh, Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Not Chris.
Chris
right?
thinks he won, but he's going to have to wrangle our children while I'm
right.
making this cake.
Right.
It's true.
So who won now, Chris?
That's right.
I'm sorry, you're going to be in the kitchen making a cake, and you somehow think the kids are going to want to
I
play
know
with
they're going
me
to be
and
just
not
on the
jump in
counter,
your.
disgusting, just putting
Right.
their feet in
It's gonna be great.
cake dish
Their
pans.
feet in the
It's gonna be
cake.
foot
It's
cake.
going to be foot
Cake.
cake.
Perfect.
Why not?
That's it.
Perfect.
Sorry, Ashley.
Perfect. I've
Oh,
already
good
started
point.
looking at guys,
Recipes.
I'm not excited about having to make meringue. I'm not gonna lie. I think meringue is disgusting. Adina and Guillermo, I feel like so I am doing Nicole's, right? I'm doing Nicole's happy lady, like the split face. I have to do like a face cake, a half a face, and it's got to be the happy. I think she got the happy side, but there has to be like meringue on it. So I'm gonna do, I think, a Swiss meringue buttercream. And y'all, it better not taste like meringue. Just tastes disgusting, and it smells like egg. Why do we do it? I don't understand. Please, bakers of the world, tell me that this Swiss meringue buttercream is not going to taste like actual meringue, because I will barf everywhere.
Kim, knows yours is going to be the cutest.
That's true.
I want you to see my fault line
I
cake
need to
with
do
the
the
feet
carrot,
in
though.
it, and then you're
I
gonna
need to do Wes's
we're gonna
cake,
sing
right?
a different tune about meringue.
I got Wes's carrot cake to do. that,
JT's is going to be the best cake. Let's
I'm
be
pretty
honest.
excited
Even if
about
it's a disaster, it's going to be the best cake.
It's true.
Because there's a killer
Tsunami
carrot on
time.
top with a little itty bitty killer tomato in it.
JT, I don't even want you looking up ingredients. I want you to spend the whole week just figuring out what your catchphrase is going to be when that tsunami goes off.
Yeah.
It's tsunami time.
I'll do. Yeah, that's right. I'll have to figure out what it is. I don't know.
Surfs up. Is there any Point Break quotes that would be applicable to a tsunami cake?
I'm
Isn't
an
Point Break
FBI
about
agent.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
there's
a
a
why'd
joke
you
Point
for
say
Break.
that?
Rosemary.
That's going to
Oh,
be stuck in my
Adina.
head.
The most
Uh,
important question is, do any of us have a crunch layer in our cake?
Renee!
Oh,
Winner
look
chicken
who
dinner!
it is.
Renee, we said really nice things about you.
We
Listen to
did.
the episode that comes out on Friday.
That's it.
Renee's on the bar right now, just like doing shots.
Yeah, right.
You know what was worse? Melted gelatin and rosemary. Okay.
She said,
that's
"Here,
right.
wait. There's what she says. Smells like wet dog and fake pine. Gross."
All right.
That's
fair.
a good
Listen, I don't
description
have a
right
problem
there.
with rosemary. I think I would take rosemary and gelatin in my cake over a meringue. Well, maybe the Swiss meringue buttercream will be different. We're gonna find
We'll
out.
find
That's
out.
what I'm making.
Renee, you had every reason to. She says, "Sorry, I missed it." You had every reason to miss it. Oh,
Oh yeah,
you're
you
getting the
had like a victory lap to take, and also
Several.
probably some friends to party with, and also congratulations.
She opened a bakery tonight.
what's it called?
Dreams came true tonight, guys.
That's the name of the bakery. Dreams come true.
Yeah, what's the
Cocktails and
bakery
Dreams.
name?
Sorry,
I'm gonna order-
wrong movie. That's 90s, right? Cocktails, it was Cocktail 90s.
JT.
Or Renee, send us in the. Oh wait.
You gotta be willing to pay the
Oh,
ultimate price.
Molly just gave us a Bodie quote.
Oh, if
great.
you want the you've got to be willing to pay the ultimate price. Lift it, tsunami.
Yeah, tsunami. Yes, that has to happen. That has to happen.
What I'm trying to remember the dialogue in the last scene.
Sugar
because the
Pop
last
Baking
scene
Company.
is the really Renee. So shout out to Renee and her new baking Sugar Pop Baking Company.
Baking
That's a great one.
Company. Renee, where is it? Can you tell us where it is?
Somewhere in Mississippi.
We'll find out. Tell us where it is, and then we'll pop it up. Yeah, there's the last scene because Patrick Swayze goes all the way to like Australia to ride like the biggest wave,
As one
like
does.
a once in a lifetime wave,
Sure.
and that's where Keanu is there to get him, and he lets him. He's like, "You gotta let me go, man. It's the ultimate thing." And he lets him go, and he throws the cuffs, and the officer's like, "We're gonna wait for him to come back," and he's like, "He's not coming back." And that's the end of the movie because he
Surfs off
doesn't
into the
come back.
sunset.
That's it.
I think he
Yes,
surfs
sir.
off into
Speaking
Waveland.
of waves, Waveland, Mississippi.
There it
There
is.
you go.
Oh, wow. Tsunami.
Yay. Our next cross country.
Sorry, our
drive.
daughters.
Which child just woke up?
The younger one.
Oh,
Oh, is it okay? Uh-oh. The 3-year-old.
I
She'll
feel
be
like I'm
fine.
so far behind here. You got to move over.
Oh,
Hey guys.
You switched
Renee,
sides?
we're
I feel
so
like
proud of
do I look
you.
like a
You guys are doing one of those perspective things where Chris is a hobbit and
Yeah.
Jen.
Congratulations, Renee! You did it!
Oh my God. No, but seriously, it's so fun because we watched you for 2 seasons and you broke JT's curse.
Oh,
You did
Renee.
it.
which is really
I
the
gotta
most
say-
difficult thing of all.
I got to say, going into tonight with Renee and I was feeling very strong with Renee and Adina going into tonight because both of them were doing incredibly well. And then even watching the episode, I was like, again, the editors just made me worried. But clearly I had nothing to worry about because crushed it. It was amazing.
It.
Whew.
I just want to know where I
So
get one of those
fun.
medals. I assume John is sending mine in the mail, or Chris and Jen and Kit, like they've all conspired to make.
Well, John's
one
got all year
honestly.
until next Halloween. You know he's not
That's true.
hosting no holiday or spring.
That's true.
That is not his. He can't bring that same flavor that he brings into Halloween into those 2 baking championship shows.
I just
That
wish
would be
we'd get one crossover where he showed up in Holiday, and it's just the dry John Henson. Like, he's
right.
covered, Jesse couldn't make it one day, and John's the substitute, and he's just bringing the dryness all through it.
Actually, speaking of, I have a question for you guys.
Oh, wait. Is it
Oh.
of the week?
Oh, wait,
Is it?
a week.
The question of the week.
So dumb. I'm sorry.
Speaking of John Henson and his dryness,
Okay.
John Henson, killer that
Is
Adina
this a
knew
question
this whole
for
time.
John Henson or just
No,
for
John,
okay, great.
this is a John Henson question.
Yep.
So Adina clearly knew John Henson was a killer, mainly because he was really stalking her like this whole show, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know if you had to make a dessert inspired by John Henson, a John Henson dessert, what would it be? What would it look like?
Bye, Renee.
Bye, Renee. We love you.
Oh, she's sorry.
I love
Bye,
you.
Renee.
She's like, I'm out. They're not talking about
My
baking. anymore.
phone's about to die. Congrats to you, Renee. Oh man. All right. So if inspired by John Henson, what would it be? And what would the flavors be, right? What would the flavors be and what would it look like?
be?
Okay.
What would it look like? How do
Oh,
you
Jen's
decorate
got
it?
it. She's jumping
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, everybody knows he has the skunk spot. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
It's the infamous skunk spot. So I'm going to make a tomato cake because tomato sauce is the thing that you use when you're sprayed by a skunk.
Oh.
Wow.
And maybe that would keep John away from me and not pester and be giving me the 2-hour warning behind my back if I'm making a tomato cake.
Oh,
He's not going to want to be near that.
Okay. How's it
So that is,
decorated?
so many layers.
So many layers.
I think I think there would be a bit of an ombre effect because the skunk spot is almost gone now. So it's like the skunk spot through the years, like talk soup to Halloween baking championship. So maybe it kind of starts like a darker layer and then goes all the way up to like the silver fox layer that he's at today.
Okay.
Oh,
okay,
that's
got it.
interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. John,
Well,
that's
that's-
through the years.
So
That's right.
So that's an interesting because I went to Jen, to your point. I didn't go tomato cake, but I definitely went. My brain went to soup cake, which would be a tomato soup cake.
Wow.
Because that's the chocolate cake with tomato soup. Like we've seen that before. So it's not a tomato cake, but it's using the tomato soup to make the chocolate cake. And I was thinking more of a Beetlejuice vibe because of the black and white, because of the skunk. So you'd have like the black and white stripes.
Okay.
That would be
Okay.
the design on that.
Okay. So these two tomato
yeah.
cakes would cancel each other out, leaving me to slide in
Oh, it's
with
true.
my
Or Chris. You don't know what Chris is making.
He's gonna make a devil dog, okay?
No, there's no devil dogs in my cake.
Wow.
Chris, what are you making?
All right.
Chris, what are you making?
Making a cheesecake because there's a nice cheese factor to John Henson.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's smart.
But I'm gonna wrap it or I'm gonna dice and sprinkle some Laffy Taffy on top,
Oh.
and then stick a devil dog right in the
Yeah,
middle.
right.
Like a devil dog right in the middle.
Perfect.
Well, season wouldn't be complete without it.
Nope.
It's true. It's true. Kim, what do you got?
Cam?
All right, I'm gonna make a lemon curd and raspberry tart. Because he's just so sharp. He's just so he's
sure.
so pucker. He's just so sharp.
Yep.
And then I think it's just gonna have 2 eyebrows on it. One super arched. So just 2. I don't know what the eyebrows are made of. I'll have to figure it out. 2 eyebrows on top, and then maybe like one little marshmallow on the side to represent,
Nice.
and we'll do some freeze-dried raspberries for our crunch layer.
Oh, there it is.
Right?
Okay. Nice.
I guess it's lemon curd. I don't know. Yeah, it's lemon and raspberry something or other.
You got it.
Tart.
You got there.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to make one suggestion, which is, Chris, you have to bring your cake to John's mom, because didn't you meet her?
That's right.
At the
Years and
first
years
restaurant
and
that
years
you ever
ago,
worked
yeah.
at?
Right. That's
True.
right.
So,
Yeah.
She was a
Laffy
regular.
save her a slice.
Yeah.
Will do.
Laffy Taffy cheesecake. Perfect.
Want to hear
Nice
some
job.
Laffy Taffy tweets?
Oh,
Oh, do you mean some?
Shout out to the week. Shout out to the week.
It's so hard to pick the shout outs of the week. Just love it. It's so hard to pick them during the finale because people are just tweeting up a storm, and I'm here for it.
Oh, man.
Yes.
So let's launch into it.
Let's do
Emily
it.
K8. I would have told them I'm afraid of chocolate chips. This was not the spot to tell the truth, amateurs.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
That's it.
Amazing.
Mincemeat. Love Renee taking that sauerkraut by the horns.
mm.
Oh.
I mean, she sees them.
Yeah,
Sees
yeah,
the
yeah,
day,
yeah,
JT.
yeah. No, I
She's
get it.
got 2 fistfuls
This
of
emoji
sauerkraut.
came with it,
That's
with the
right.
muscles.
The
Yeah,
weirdest
sure. No,
emoji, just someone squeezing sauerkraut in their hand. You're like,
They
you
got
going to the
me
mall?
sauerkraut,
Maybe.
man.
Like,
We're gonna
not
get rich
about
off of
it.
that gift, you guys.
At Tiara Rodney, Guillermo spending his prize money on a minivan for his growing family is dad goals.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true.
Guillermo. I'm
That
gonna
was a
tell
cute
you,
baby, Guillermo.
Oh,
That was a cute
my little
baby.
sister has a brand new minivan because she is pregnant with twins and has a 4.5-year-old. And
Gotta
I'm
be
telling
ready
you,
for
the
it.
thing is like a transformer. Like the doors open and close on their own. There's a TV. There's a DVD player. You can plug in things. It is impressive.
There's whole channels devoted to minivan life.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just live in those minivans.
Yeah.
At Suzanne Morse, whoever wins this sudden death gets the reward of baking for the 3rd time in one day.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh man, brutal.
Murray forever. Nothing says Halloween baking championship like dessert served on a garbage can lid. 5 out of 5 garbage can lids.
I agree.
Right. That's right.
It looks so good.
It looked so good.
Yep.
Ocean State Candy. I'm going to work on my brain so it has time to chill out. Baker on Halloween baking championship and me to my therapist.
All right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty great.
Aw.
And then finally, Suzanne Morris again. Steph Boswell knows what a spider tastes like, and Carla Hall knows how much blood are in brains. Watch out, Zach Young.
You just attack them. We're like, whoa, this show's different now.
Wow, things went dark. Time for the holidays. Where you at, Nancy? Those are my
Oh,
shout outs. My own shout outs.
That was
Well
really-
done.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh,
What is
my
Nancy
God.
on one of these on Halloween? What does that look like? Not great, right?
She's the crunch layer.
Not great.
I'm trying to think of her bringing her spirit to the. It just feels like it would be.
Spirits.
Oh, fair. Maybe it would work.
Oh,
Maybe it would
Fair.
work. out.
nice.
You don't put Halloween with booze like you do with the holidays.
That's
So
true.
Nancy just fits like a glove into the holiday baking championship
true.
the way that
Not
she
for
wouldn't
nothing, guy.
necessarily with Halloween.
They did have boozy cakes, though.
They did have
one
boozy
episode
cakes,
of
but it
That's
took
true.
it took 6 weeks to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
I've given these guys a shout out before, but so where we are now. There's a cidery that's close by Hawk Knob, which is like about an hour away, and they like do this whole distilling process where they put the apples or the juice inside a bourbon barrel and let it distill that way, so it's got like a little bit of that flavor, like a used bourbon barrel. I had this bitter winter is the name of it the other day, and I'm telling you what, guys, you got to get some of that. It's delicious. It is like I am so ready for the holidays because it tasted like holiday in a bottle. I was like,
Christmas
Really?
in his
this
mouth.
is it.
Christmas in his mouth.
So I'm picking up a cake of it, or a case of it, a cake of it too. Cake of it,
Cake
and
and
a
a
case
case.
of it. Picking up
They
a
ship
case
from
of it.
West
I do
Virginia
have
to
to make an
Connecticut, yes or
They
no?
do ship. Yeah, they do ship.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Is it
then there
available
you
on their
have
website,
it.
JT?
What's that?
Did you find it? Is it available on their website? Do we
I
yet
talked to
know where
Jason,
we-
and he told me that they have it at the cidery, so I bet we could get some shipped. Maybe we'll get some shipped to you guys.
Ooh.
Okay.
Christmas
Oh.
is coming, y'all.
Christmas is
Merry
coming.
Christmas.
That was not our sponsor. As much
No,
as
no,
it
no, it
sounds
wasn't.
like.
That's
No,
just
that
me
was
giving
just
some
a plug
love because I just
we
had
love
it.
their
It's delicious.
cider.
It's delicious.
Would you like to hear from our actual sponsor, though?
Oh, we have
Oh,
one?
yeah,
too?
of course.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
of
we do
course,
have one.
yeah.
Of course we have
Oh,
one.
no.
The finale. It's actually the reason I kept trying to bring up a crunch layer earlier when JT and I were like back and forth, back and forth. I was
Guillotine.
like, how do I bring up the crunch layer so that we can talk about Francisco's guillotine?
You want to take
You
another
need the
swing at
crunch
that?
layer?
Oh, okay.
Do you need a crunch layer? Come to Francisco's guillotine. Is it a crunch dough cookie? No. Is it like sweet potato flakes? No. Is it like nuts or like cornflakes? Stop asking. It's guillotine. Francisco's guillotine.
That's all he sells?
That's all it says is sweet.
Okay.
That's all
He's
it needs
al-
to sell. It's a winner, obviously.
He's always in a bad mood because he's fighting people all day, trying to just get his point across.
It's because no one knows what it is. And they all come in and they're like, they don't know what it is. And he's like, it's guillotine. What's your problem? Eat it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fair.
It's
I am
delicious,
one of those
believe
people.
me.
I do not know what guillotine is.
Sounds good.
Adina, I've got to tell you.
Oh, wait. No, JT, read it out so that we can.
Adina just asked me, side note, is JT dressing up as Ted Lasso this year? Adina, so if you've heard the show, I assume perhaps you're listening to our episodes when we're not live
You've never
streaming.
seen JT.
We've spent, Kim and I have been on this journey, this pumpkin journey here in Cass in Pocahontas County. We've carved 300 pumpkins in the last 2 weeks, and it occurred to me,
like normal people.
like normal people, it occurred to me this morning that I was like, oh, well, we have trick or treat coming up on Friday night. There's not a whole lot Halloween wise happening here. Like there aren't any parties or gatherings or whatever. And I was like, man, if I can get my hands on some. Also, my friend Joe Thompson messaged me today because Jason Sudeikis hosted SNL this weekend, and I just got a message from him that was like, every time I see Jason Sudeikis, I think of you. And I was like, fair, because I get that all the time. And there's even, we've talked about this, right? You guys aren't watching Lasso. You're an episode and then you bailed. You haven't watched it, right?
No, I watched them all and
thing.
love it. Yes.
So they even made, in this season of Ted Lasso, they made a joke about the fact that clearly Sudeikis also gets Ed Helms pretty regularly. That's my other doppelganger. I get Ed Helms all the time. And they made like a hangover joke where they reference Ed Helms. So point being, Adina, I couldn't get a costume fast enough. I might have to find, like, everything I looked at was like, it was going to get here too late. So I don't know.
Don't you just need a whistle and like a vest or something?
Yes.
May I also suggest that a backup could be what's up with that, and you could wear a running suit. Dude.
Guys, did you guys watch it this weekend? Did you watch us?
Yes, of course.
His opening monologue, like, just delightful. Like, you realize it's Kim, did you watch it yet? You haven't watched it,
not
right?
yet.
So he does this whole can I spoil it or you not want me to spoil it?
I'm gonna watch it. It's fine. You can spoil it. It's okay.
Okay. So he does this whole.
It's not really spoiling anything. Just
he gives this, he does this whole monologue and he's talking about like being back in first being back in New York and then being back in Rockefeller Center, like 30 Rock, and then being back in.
That sounds like being between a wigwam and a teepee.
So he talks about being back in 30 Rock, and then he talks about being back in Studio 8H, and he has this whole thing where he's like, you think about all of the legends that have been through this space, and up to that point, like, it's jokey, and like it's him being very natural and funny and whatever, and then it gets real, like, Ted Lasso sentimental and adorable, because he's like, you think about all the legends that have come through this space, all the people like the Farleys and the Murrays and he just starts, and like all the musicians that have been on this stage, like the Rolling Stones he's envisioning all this history that's in this space and they're all sharing in. And he's like, and tonight and there might be somebody, when I was growing up and I was watching this show on TV and I thought, that's what I want, I could be there someday. And there's probably some kid watching it right now. And I just want that kid to know, like, we got a great show for you. Like, it's just, it was just really lovely.
All the feels. JT, I feel like I was rewatching it because you're just doppelganger.
It out though that I had to shave my beard.
Well, when you said who do you think I always get, and you told the funny story about people mistaking you for Ed Helms, I just immediately went to Jason Sudeikis first. This was pre-Lasso.
Yeah.
I thought Jason Statham, but
sure.
Yeah.
I feel like what's funny is I get more. I think the Ed Helms has died down a little bit, and I do get more Sudeikis now.
It's because of your beard, I think. You look more like like Ed Helms when you're totally clean shaven.
Yeah.
And you look more like Sudeikis when you've got the beard.
If you ever clean shave again, will you just first go to the mustache and take a picture before going to
clean shave? Mustache this weekend.
If I end up being Lasso for Halloween, I will 100% be mustache for.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't just do it.
Well, now you got to do it, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what I can find.
All I need is some Dockers and a puffer jacket.
That's true. I need Dockers and a puffer jacket and a visor. So we're working on it, Adina. Yeah. I think
get those in Lewisburg, JT.
I've also got 2 years to pull this off too, because we got another season. So if I do it this year, I do the puffer and the khakis. Next year, I go full Lasso with the jacket from the show and whatever.
Richmond, whatever. Richmond or whatever it is, his team. Yes. Yeah. That's it. Just every year you're Ted Lasso. That's what you're preparing us for.
Next year what he is he plays the character that he actually plays on the show, which is Ted Lasso's long lost brother.
Right. Right.
That's right. If I could just get Ed Helms and Sudeikis in a movie where they need a third not famous brother, I am that guy. I am that guy.
I see that.
Network, if you're listening, I assume you can make that.
What we're saying is JT is the crunch layer between
I
Ed
am
Helms.
I am the fouetine layer.
He's the fouetine layer.
In this, yeah. Anyway,
Would you guys?
delightful.
Okay, I figured out what I know what fouetine is. Do you want to know?
Well,
No,
Yes.
I want to be left in mystery.
yeah,
Sorry.
all right, that's our show, guys. Thanks for
La, la, la,
listening.
la, la, la.
Thanks,
No.
everybody. I want you to just guess. You just guess. What
I
do you think
think-
it is?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. It's some kind of corn. It's some kind of corn. Some kind of corn something. Not corn
Okay.
flake. It's obviously a corn flake of some sort. I'm gonna go corn. That's what I'm going.
Okay. Chris, Jen, any guesses?
Toothpaste.
Yeah. That's another very famous SNL scene. I'm gonna go with I don't know, a cookie crunch layer.
I'm gonna say I
Nailed it.
don't know. I'm gonna say devil dog.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah,
Chris has
you got
definitely
it.
got
No,
it.
What if
that's
it
not
was
SNL.
devil dog and then
What
you're
if it
all
was?
Yeah.
stupid?
It's just a
Okay.
freeze-dried devil dog. What is it, Kim?
Okay, I'm telling you. Usually only seen in the professional kitchen. I don't even know how to say this first word. Paillette. Paillette de fouilletine. For French, for fouille means leaves. Tastes like crispy, thin little shards of sugar cone. You can mix it into mousses to add some crunch. Fouilletine is made of crushed crepe dentelle.
Oh,
I had never heard of crepe dentelles before until someone emailed me to ask me to make a video to show how I make it. So I did some research, made a few errors, which are all in the video, and finally came up with a reasonable facsimile of crepe dentelle. So what?
I don't know
is it?
any more
it
than I
sounds
did.
like it's
It's like
One
it's a
minute
devil
ago.
dog. So I was right.
That's it.
well,
It's
so
a macaron.
crepes are very thin, thin layers of a like if it's very
Yes,
if
but
if it's super thin and cooked to a point where it's hard as opposed to soft. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
like that's al dente, right? Al dente would be something that is. Oh wait, think of paper thin sweet bran flakes. Adina
Oh,
says.
sounds
Now we know.
delicious.
Okay.
Thanks, Adina. For
There's got to be
bringing
a
it
guy
down
out
for
there
us.
named Al Dente, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, there has to be. There has to be.
Yep. And he's
Check the
Yeah, so
socials.
there is she's got this whole tutorial about how to make it from scratch. I have no idea why would you make this from scratch. I mean, this is really, you have to make paper thin caramelized crepes and then crush them.
Yeah.
And that's how you make it. That's why this seems like the type of thing you would never make on your own. That'd be dumb.
Well, that's fair.
It also says
But the judges love it.
what can I substitute for it? Believe it or not, cornflakes will give you that crispity crunchity that fouilletine gives you with no more effort than running out to the store or maybe reaching into your cupboard.
JT was the closest, I guess.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
running on that Ted Lasso
Hey.
adrenaline.
Hey.
Yeah.
Let's not-
I look like
just win.
Sudeikis. I'm topical, y'all.
Also, he just won this thing, you guys. He's got the belt.
I
He's all
did.
like,
I
I've
I
got
know what I'm doing.
I've got the energy of a victor tonight.
He's speaking like that. The man that is a champion in this
It's
group.
true.
That is
It's all
sure.
going to change now, everybody.
Right.
Wow.
JT's not going to be the humble, fun one
That's
anymore.
not true. That's not true,
Oh.
guys. You know what?
Don't
Act
lose
like
your
you've been there
essence,
before.
JT. I
Act
feel
like
like
you've
you've
been there
changed
before.
already.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know?
what the heck just happened?
Yeah.
You can have a
I
mustache.
don't even
What's
know
wrong?
you.
We've got it, and Chris is going to have this whole
Intentionally.
comeback thing. Chris has got to have he's been now Chris is like the underdog, and he's like
It's been a
Underdog.
long time. babe.
Underdog.
It's been a
I'm
long
always in the
long
finals,
time.
except for like the last couple.
Yeah.
Does that make Chris like the Cowboys? Like they won a long time ago?
No, he's a Giants. He's
Oh, no,
still
guys.
a Giant. Let's
All
look
I'm
at
saying,
their record.
If I get the first pick, that person's in the finals. So you
Right.
better make sure I don't
He's
have the first pick.
revised
Though,
that
so never mind.
statement. You see, he's revised that statement.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
You
You know, I
Well,
had a group of
Perfect.
friends who flew to LA this weekend to watch the Lions lose to the Rams. Like 20 friends. I'm friends with them on Facebook. They're probably seeing this now. Guys, what's up? Why?
you got
That's
well,
how dedicated of a fan
Let's
base.
not get into this weekend's football because then I'd have to talk about Penn State and their 9 overtimes to lose to the bottom feeders of Illinois. Big Ten
JT.
this weekend.
Come on, let's
It was
move
fun
on.
while it lasted.
I'm sorry, I just felt
Fun
sorry.
while it lasted.
Oh, she did on a unicorn chair.
Way to ruin his
no less.
win.
Wait, what's happening? We're talking about baking. What?
Guys, we did it.
We
did
did it.
it.
All right, so
Congratulations
let's-
to all of the finalists.
And congratulations,
You're
Adina,
It's true.
Guillermo,
amazing.
Renee.
Renee,
Wow.
Queen,
What a season.
lady. Queen
So
baker.
recapping very quickly, because I think so. Here's our plan for those of you who are going to continue on this epic baking odyssey with us. So we plan to bake. Okay, Molly, I don't need you to tell me Iowa beat them too. Yeah, it's
Salt in the
12:36 in the
wound.
morning. She's just don't hit me, don't kick me while I'm down. So this weekend is Halloween. We're all gonna bake on Halloween, right? On Sunday?
Yeah, I think that's
Is that
what
the
we
plan?
said. Yeah.
Not all of us.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, Chris.
Some of us.
He'll come
So
in
I
with
think-
opinions as if he's baking.
It's true. So I think our plan is to live stream that.
Hey, wait a
bake,
second.
right?
Wait a second. Chris, if you want to make your teddy bear tea
Yeah.
party,
Wait, what happened to this?
you
happened to my
know, you
headphones?
didn't make last season while we're baking.
Oh, no.
It would
my
be
headphones broke.
It would be kind of funny if the rest of us were making these like gory
Hello?
brains, like split guts. Then he's like, "This is my teddy bear tower."
I'll make something.
I'll make something.
Don't you make my kids leave the kitchen? That's what you
There it
can
is.
make.
I'll make a lot of annoying comments.
Mm.
All right, so we'll figure out a time on Sunday that we will live. We're gonna live stream our bake from separate kitchens, similar to this. It'll be two screens up while we're baking, which should be delightful.
We only
and
have
then-
one oven in our house, so
One
JT
oven in
and I
our
are just
house.
going to figure it out.
That's right, figure it out. And then we are going to we're gonna do
Take
our
your cake out of the oven like a baked Alaska,
We're gonna do our
JC.
draft, right? Sunday as well?
Yeah.
Because
Holiday
Right.
draft.
Monday we're already
Is the holidays. Put
the
up the
holidays.
Christmas tree. Where's your inflatable Santa? Some of us have a 12-footer. Some of us is us. Straight on the lawn November 1st.
so we
I mean, we're going to have to get it all out because we have to take our photos ahead anyways.
That's
right.
true.
Oh man, we gotta take our
That would be a
photos.
great photo. Just
If
as
I
a-
dress up like Ted Lasso, can that just be my holiday photo? Can I just
Yes.
be put on a
Put a
It brings
holiday?
good
candy cane in your
cheer.
teeth.
Just put a candy cane in it and be done.
Yeah.
Or a Santa hat. Okay, so we'll bake on Sunday. We'll do the bake first, then we'll take a break or whatever. We'll determine times. If you
The
want
cakes
to
are gonna have
watch
to
all
bake
of
and
that
cool
madness,
and all that. Yeah.
please do just follow us on our socials. We're at obviously on Facebook at Fantasy Baking Championship. We're on Twitter at Fantasy Baking and on Instagram at Fantasy Baking Championship. We'll publish times for what time we're going to do all that madness, and then we'll be back. Are we live in next week for the premiere of Holiday?
Oh boy. Well,
Let's double check. Let's see if it's a 2 hour. Let's
Well, it's for sure going to be a 2 hour, but I feel like we've set a precedent now.
For
All right,
sure,
we'll
for
talk about-
sure.
Oh, so, all right. Well, it's got to be a 2 hour, right?
yeah.
We'll find out.
we'll find out.
There's,
We'll
you know,
let
there'll be
you
like
know.
also like 17-bit holiday. They really laid on thick. There's
Yeah,
so
there's a lot
many
of bakers.
bakers.
Yeah.
Oh, my nose. Oh God, I just thought about that.
Sudden death is a little on holiday, JT. So, yeah.
What?
Let's
What's happening?
By Sunday we'll know. By Sunday, Bakers of the World, you will know if we're going to go live on Monday. How
Why
about
is
that?
everybody so angry about this?
So you could say it,
Wait,
JT. It's so on holiday.
It's so. Where is the holiday, guys? Let's take a look. All right, I'm just scanning. Oh, wait, what? Okay, guys, I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm
3
looking at the
hours.
schedule. I'm gonna look at the schedule right now for next Monday
24-hour
Eastern time.
marathon.
First of all, there's definitely a marathon from 1 to 8, and if I'm reading this correctly, 8 o'clock is the premiere, and it is a 2 hour, but it's done at 10.
Ooh.
Episode 801.
Oh, okay, got it. I was like, what? Yes, 2 hours from 8 is 10. Why are you like, but it's done at 10? I was like, oh, I see.
New
It's now
season
earlier
November
than usual.
1st, 8 o'clock. So they've bumped. It sounds
Well,
like.
yeah, because the gory stuff was at 9, but now,
I feel
kids
like
can
it's
watch
always
it.
been 9 o'clock, hasn't it?
It's always been 9, and I know
Yeah.
that because of my kids' sleep schedule, which
Oh,
means we're
right.
gonna figure something out if this is going forward.
That's fair. That's
We're gonna have
fair.
to give them Benadryl or something.
Well, it is
Watch
holiday.
it
So
every
Nighttime.
class
it's
of
holiday,
the
so
day.
you just give them a present at every episode.
Little
right? They just
eggnog.
get-
Yeah.
Monday night eggnog.
There you go. There you
All right,
go.
we'll figure it out.
We're gonna have a couple new co-hosts of the
That's
show.
right.
It'll just be
You know them, you love
With
them.
opinions
They're
about
super
everything.
annoying.
It's
Right.
everything.
It'll just be Harper going like this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 7 and I've lost 8 teeth. That's
Yeah.
the first thing she says before her name.
That's right.
Aw,
Mhm.
That's
all
cute.
right. That's good.
Perfect.
Very cute, actually.
So, all right. Well, we'll find out what we're doing next Monday. Sunday, we're definitely baking. We'll publish all that stuff. Follow us on our socials. If you like the show, please do leave us a review. All the places, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can leave reviews. We need them. We love
Post
them.
it on
Makes us
someone's
feel
Yes,
good.
board,
please.
you know? Just
Yeah.
your local coffee shop. Just post a note. I like Fantasy Baking Championship.
And once again, big congrats to our finalists tonight. What a delight tonight was.
Woo!
Thank you for the
Um,
spectacular season.
Thank you for
Oh,
bringing the
man.
spooky.
Bringing the
Mhm.
spooky. And thanks for like joining us on these Monday night live streams, because it's been a delight having you around and getting to know you a little bit. Adina, we'll definitely see you next time we're in LA.
Yeah.
Guillermo, if you're still with us, we look forward to seeing you playing music on that porch. As Chris is barking
your
people
babies.
up for your show.
Yeah, or pickpocketing with me and
Looking forward to all those things. And I'm sure you are too.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Is that that's it? Yeah, guys. That's it. Are we good?
Yeah.
Nothing left to do? Oh, there she is. She gives little high fives.
Yeah.
Are we ready? Are we signing off? Is that
Let's
it?
do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Shall we?
Nothing left to do except
fake it till you bake it.
How many times have we done this? How many times, you guys?
You guys,
Here's
this
what happened.
guy.
It's
What's
because
wrong with me?
it's because everything is different now after I win. That's really what it is.
That's it. We're in a
That's what it
bizarro
is.
world,
Guys, we're in
everybody.
three different
Bizarro
states. Okay, we're in three different states.
That's it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you
Bye.
later.
Bye.